And I'm back. I wasn't gone for very long. I just got done recording a trailer for the channel and seeing how I feel about it and the arrangement and layout of the channel page. And the video itself, there were a few distractions and interruptions from the outside world beyond my ability to predict or control. So at least the video I did record and upload, it's a placeholder. It's doing what it's supposed to do. For any person that stumbles across the page, still, but I'm not actively trying to attract an audience, or self-promote or grow the channel. And I remember back in October last year when I started making shorts on purpose and liking the attention and and just it was interesting, feeling like I'm talking to a lot of people and getting some reactions, and not all of it good, but there was enough good, and it was fun for a while just seeing how people responded. And I saw recommendations from online sources for people that are interested in creating a channel, how to engage and interact and gain a following. And it said, like, these are the times when to post, and and the best way to grow a channel is to be consistent. And if you're actually looking to do that, it's posting every day at the same time on a schedule, so people have a chance to get to know you and get to know what to expect, and get familiar, and grow your audience from there. And it's like, yeah, okay. So that's what I did. And so I was trying to be on schedule and record and post every day, and post them at the same time. And yeah, I, I didn't exceed, well, maybe I did exceed my own expectations of what was going to happen, but I never expected very much. And but I guess I was a little bit, you know, over time, disturbed or disgruntled, that I kept feeling like I needed to continue to explain myself and defend myself to new audience members on on a fairly consistent basis. People that just were seeing things for the first time, had no idea of anything about me, and because they were new, and I try to make it clear about myself, but not in your face about it and confrontational, or so I'm just never really going about things in a conventional or typical style. And it's not because I don't want to, or it's because I'm not aware. I don't know how. And it's like, I don't know what I don't know. And even the things that I just sense that it's like, I'm not doing things right. It's like, but I can't figure it out. So it's just, I see how other people do things, and it's like, well, that works for them, but that's not me. And whatever I do to try to imitate or replicate or duplicate what other people do, I think is just, well, it's just not my style, and I shouldn't force myself to be contained within a certain narrative, because I don't know what other people are really looking for. And it's like, it doesn't bother me so much. I should just do what it is that I want to do. And if other people get anything out of it, great. But it's more about, for me, and doing what I, am here to do. It's, recording and creating some sort of, you know, story, really. It's going to be a long story, I hope. There is always the off chance of the unexpected, which I have no control over. And but I do have some say about my mental state and attitude during these times. And if I am becoming overwhelmed on a consistent basis and find myself subject and prone to despair and torment, then I don't need to subject myself to it. And creating videos in the short format just wasn't working for me. And it's like I maybe I'll feel different in a while, or I'll miss it, or who knows. But right now it's like I'm taking a much needed hiatus and break. And I don't miss it. I feel better and less anxious and concerned over time, and worrying about getting something recorded. And so I'm free to create long form videos and as much as I want, because I used to record these almost every day when I first started back in 2020. No, 2021 was when I started recording longer videos. Well, is that when I actually started recording videos in the first place? January of 2021, I guess. And yeah, I can record these as much as I like, because I know that unless you're specifically looking for them, you won't find them. They will not appear as a, unless you're a subscriber, I suppose. I actually have subscribers nowadays. And thank you. But back in the day, I didn't have subscribers. I was just recording videos for a single target audience member who I never even knew if they ever even watched, or officially if they knew that the channel existed in the first place. But that's another story, which I cannot tell. Oh, there's an outside disturbance or interruption. Every day, living here. It's not an emergency. It's just they have a regular route, and they cross town around the same time every day, either going this way or going that way. And sometimes it's an ambulance or a fire truck, or but I'm sure that at some point there are actual emergencies that are happening. But most of the time it's just the regular route that they take to go across town this time in the morning, and then around 7 p.m. or so in the evening, your regularly scheduled emergency trip across town. And they run their sirens to, I guess it's part of their procedure, I suppose. It's good for training of personnel or staff, or I don't know. And anyway, like I said, distractions. So anyway, I'm about to go out for a run here in a little bit. It's a nice day for it. It's not. It's a bit chilly out there. Still in the mid-50s of Fahrenheit, and the UV index is going to get relatively high. But if I get done the run before 11 a.m., it'll still just be in the moderate range. So I don't really have to worry about sunscreen or sunblock, anything like that. And let's see. And then last night, the meeting went well. I went and picked up Barbara, and we had our conversation, and then we went to the meeting. And had a few new people, which happens. But it was mostly just the expected. And I suppose I still get something out of it. And I definitely participate and contribute in that format. But it is anonymous, and I do respect and honor the tradition of it. to the best of my ability. No publicity, and yeah, there are just some things I just don't talk about, not here, and I don't need to advertise, because there are people out there that take it far more seriously than I do, and I don't want to diminish or yeah. I guess it's just about respect. So anyway, I didn't really have much more to say, and not today at least. Not much has happened since now and the last time I recorded a video. So what else? Was there anything I wanted to say while I have this time? Because this is the only time. I guess I was thinking about transparency and how that's another aspect of the channel. It's more than just being visible, because anybody can just be visible, record, and stuff like that. This is about transparency and just saying like how it is, and not putting on a show, not trying to be something different than what I actually am, or putting up a false front of some of pretend or posturing or pretense or ego. Not that there's anything wrong with that, but I'm trying to be real, and and that includes a lot of unedited, what do you call it? Space where there's pauses. It's because I don't know what I want to say, and I'm not going to re-record or do another take. It's just raw footage, and again, people might like that, but most people don't, and that's okay with me. I'm not expecting an audience. I'm not trying to grow the channel, because this channel will never become anything like what a lot of other channels are attempting to become. Who knows what they are? A lot of people, from my perspective, how I look at things, and this, I'm free to think and feel and have my observations and opinions. Everybody does, but they're selling something. They might just be selling themselves, and but a lot of people, they come fixed into a personality archetype of who they think their audience wants to see. And sure, a lot of people, they grow and develop and become more like themselves. But how much of that is created by the format itself? The channel creates the person based on how the person is perceiving themselves to be reacted to. They might try to adapt themselves based on views or other people's opinions. I don't know. But I'm just trying to be myself and not let the audience dictate what it is that I'm trying to do, which is just create an archive. And people are welcome to watch if they choose to. I'm trying not to alienate or be inhospitable. But some of the reactions and comments that I've gotten, which are not seen, have been less than, yeah. But I suppose that's part of it. Does it have to be part of it? I don't know. But for me, it's like I don't need, if I have the ability to not attract that sort of attention, then I will do my best. And because people are just going about their lives, and I do not need to appear in their shorts feed. And because just my way of being, my style of talking, it's just not for everybody. Everybody, and I'm not attempting to live up to the expectations or standards of of the world around me. I'm just trying to live in it and survive, which is sometimes what feels like a tall order in the first place, especially as I get older and I find myself um, more and more on my own as people that are familiar to me just fade away or get more distant, and lives continue to diverge. And it's like it's up to me to take care of myself. And, you know, that's what I've been doing. I continue to be extremely um, self reliant and pretty much completely independent of all forms. You know, I'm, I wouldn't say I'm socially independent or emotionally independent. I still do have some connections with a few people on the outside, but for the most part, I spend all of my time alone. And I don't have a social life, and I don't go out on the weekends. And, you know, I work. I don't have weekends. You could argue that every day is the weekend for me because I just go to work for a little while and then I'm back. And then I have my writing, and then the recording, and then the running. And and for me, that's life. I experiment and try out new things from time to time, but it's fairly, from what it appears to me from an outside perspective looking in, to be a fairly boring life. But I don't know. I live it well. It suits me. Um, I probably could stand to change it up or do something different, but I wouldn't know what. Um, you know, travel and things like that. It's over the past, like, you know, 6 7 months, I did make 3 uh, round trip uh, road trips back and forth to my old hometown area. But which I enjoyed. I always enjoy staying in hotels, um, but I always enjoy coming back again too. But I'm not trapped in my own life. I'm not a prisoner. At least I don't feel like that, how I used to feel. It's like I am capable of change, and much more able to envision it and dream it and to make it real. Whatever I set my mind to, it's like I can go to it. I can see about it. I can figure it out, and I usually surprise myself in the end. It's like I don't know how exactly I get from point A to point B, but then all of a sudden, over the course of time, I'll find myself at point B and be like, "How did I get here?" And just be like, "Well, I don't know." But I'm approaching 7 years since I got here in this area, which I mentioned in the previous long video. And my chances of survival at the beginning were pretty low. Um, that I would figure it out, um, or find the will to live. My life expectancy when I was in the hospital was, if I continued to live the way I was living and continued to drink the way I was drinking, because that was how I ended up. They gave me 2 months to live nearly 7 years ago, because I was just that um, destroyed. And a lot of it was just completely unnecessary, torturing myself for no good reason, and I'd just gotten used to drinking every day for the sake of drinking every day. A lot of people have reasons. I didn't. It started off as something I could get away with, and it was fun for a while. I did things socially and things like that, but over time I just became more and more isolated and silent, and I stopped interacting. And yeah, but again, without going into too much more detail. And I have a run to see about. I just heard the bells chime 9, so I should get out there. It should have warmed up fairly decent by now, warm enough. And I do want to get out there before the sun climbs too high. But anyway, I just wanted to say that it's like I can record as much as I like, um, and post whatever I want, you know. But I am going to, at least for now, make an attempt of not having it be in the short form and then appear in possibly, dozens to hundreds of strangers' feeds where people have no idea. And some people are just offended. Maybe that's how they are all the time, just going about their regular lives. They're just offended all the time. Um, and I just assume not appear in their feeds and draw attention to myself. um, I don't need that or want that criticism and evaluation and commentary, because I don't know how other people deal with it, but it's like, no. And people still could watch these videos now that I kind of exist and people can see them. But I think the people that would, choose to watch them, um, I think they're here for the right reason, um, or maybe they're just more considerate and sensitive themselves. So everybody has a right to exist and a right to be here, and and a right to think what they like and feel what they like. And I don't know. This is my experience. This is my story. This is my life, and I share what I choose. And anyone that watches, uh, like I said, people get anything out of it, it's great. But I'm mostly doing this for myself, and that might sound selfish, and it might be selfish, but I don't know. A lot of it is comes back to personal philosophy. So, and what is altruism anyway? Is anything ever purely altruistic? Hmm. So anyway, I do have a run to see about, and the day is escaping, and I should go. So I'm going to. Thank you.